for a championship!
A double play wins it the break.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! Mackay, it's on touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Wins it, the championship.
Welcome to Roselle Catholic High School for the annual SFIC Hoop Fest. Michael Cerroti joined by Kevin Connolly. The first of 4 games today. On the girls' side, it's Roselle Catholic hosting Oak Knoll. Kevin, a great event every year, and it starts with a great game with 2 of the best teams in Union County, in Oak Knoll and Roselle Catholic.
Absolutely. Not only is this a great day of basketball here at Roselle Catholic, but it's also a great day to raise awareness and create money for an outstanding cause in the Scholarship Fund for Inner City Children, allowing our youth to continue their education and take that next step in their development. So an outstanding cause and 4 outstanding basketball games here today.
So right now, getting the starting lineups, and then it'll be time to go in the first of 4 games today. Following this, and you can watch all 4 live here on D1 Media Pro, it's Hudson Catholic and Seton Hall Prep. So the starters for Roselle Catholic, it's Jasmine McKay, Gabby Brown, Zanaya Castillo, Jordan Batts, and Sydney Smith. For Oak Knoll, it's Sophia DeJacque, Milan Jones, Cassidy Coche, Bridget Sheehan, and Kylie Reap.
And Mike, this is a big game for both these teams here today, trying to get back to their winning ways. Roselle Catholic, after winning their first 3 games of the season, enters this game on a 4-game losing streak. As for Oak Knoll, a little bit different for them. They lost their first 3 games of the season and now have split in their last 4. They're 2-2 in their last 4 games. So both teams looking for a much-needed victory here this morning.
Again, Hudson Catholic and Seton Hall Prep to follow. That one tipping off at 12. At 2 o'clock, it's Union Catholic and St. Peter's Prep. And the last game of the day, on the boys' side, it's Roselle Catholic hosting Immaculate Conception of Montclair.
Yeah, again, 4 outstanding basketball games here today, and we're just so lucky to have them right here on D1 Media Pro. And you can watch them anytime you want on demand on the NFHS network after this game. Also can watch all of our games broadcasted live on YouTube at the completion of today's 4 games.
Roselle Catholic I'm coached by Joe Skreck, Oak Knoll, under the direction of Katie Cummings.
Again, 2 outstanding coaches. I mean, we're going to say that a lot with our 4 games here today. Each team has an outstanding head coach. And really excited to get this one underway.
Starters make their way onto the court, and the first of 4 games is ready to get underway. The SFIC Hoop Fest is underway as the tip is won by Oak Knoll as Cassidy Coche tips it back. The Royals start with the ball on offense as a corner 3 is off the mark from Bridget Sheehan, and here come the Lions the other way. Both teams starting with a 3-point attempt, and it goes down. Sydney Smith opens the scoring for RC early.
Love the aggressiveness from both teams. Not gun-shy here in this early morning tip, just taking both corner 3s.
Smith right after the 3 with a takeaway and a 2. Sydney Smith with 5 straight points and an early timeout. 37 seconds in, and Katie Cummings wants to talk things over with Oak Knoll. It's a 5-0 lead in the early going for Roselle Catholic as Sydney Smith has 5 straight points.
What a start for Sydney Smith, really taking this game by the reins. Roselle Catholic comes up with a defensive stop on their first possession, and then it's Smith running the floor beautifully in transition, popping out to that corner, receiving a pass and shot in stride, knocking down the 3, and then she proves she can get it done defensively as well. A steal and an easy layup, and Roselle Catholic with an early 5-0 lead. And Oak Knoll trying to grow into this game a little bit here. Knocked back on their heels by the Lions in this first 30 seconds.
Smith, the freshman guard, is defending the inbounds pass as Roselle Catholic showing some full court press early. Oak Knoll having some trouble getting it across. Running it up is DeJacque, and she finally gets it across the half-court line.
You see a lot of
by Smith.
You see a lot of full court press in the high school game. Teams aren't always adept at breaking it, and that's how you create a lot of turnovers and easy points in the backcourt.
A foul is called against Castillo as Cassidy Coche was on her way to the basket. Sheehan will inbound from the baseline. Right inside is Jones. Tipped out of bounds, will stay with Oak Knoll down low.
Really good post move there by Jones, but the defense and not jumping into the shot fake there by Roselle Catholic was textbook.
Smith with yet another steal, and here she comes beating everyone down the court. And another 2. Sydney Smith has 7 points, all of them for Roselle Catholic.
And as I mentioned during that timeout, she's committed on the defensive end of the floor too. That's almost the best quality you want to have as a basketball player.
On the other end, here's Reap. DeJacque driving baseline, finds Jones. Left-handed layup is off the mark. Here come the Lions. Jasmine McKay running the floor all the way into the paint. Off the mark, offensive rebound. Castillo can't finish, and the Royals will slow it down.
For Oak Knoll, it seems they're making a concerted effort here early on to work the ball inside to Jones. She's had a couple of good looks, but just not able to finish.
Here comes Jones again. Is stopped at the block, and then she throws it away to Gabby Brown. Brown to Smith, and 2 more for the freshman Sydney Smith, all 9 points for RC.
Really good job there by Sydney Smith. You'll see a lot of players at the high school level rush that shot after they've received the pass on the weak side. They're open for a layup, but she was just about a half step too far away from the basket. You saw her control the pass, take one power dribble down to the floor, and go up for the easy finish. Really mature move there by a freshman.
Roselle Catholic still in a full court press as Brown tips it out of bounds a second straight time. Oak Knoll just having trouble getting the ball across half court.
Yeah, you need something to go right here if you're Oak Knoll, whether it's just simply getting it across midcourt and getting to the foul line, or finding one of these field goals to go down. They need something right here on this possession.
They switch it up with Milan Jones bringing the ball up, and then a foul against McKay as she reached in trying to take it away.
Roselle Catholic, obviously a big X on the chest there of Jones. They know this is Oak Knoll's best player, and they're not going to let her beat them here today.
Sheehan will inbound from the baseline. 2.5 minutes in. It's 9-0 Roselle Catholic. Sydney Smith has all 9. Here comes Jasmine McKay. Takes it herself, avoids the contact, and finishes.
So impressed early on with the fundamentals Roselle Catholic is showing here in this game.
Jones trying to pass it down low, went off the foot of McKay. Oak Knoll basketball still scoreless, almost 3 minutes in.
And if Oak Knoll's not careful, this game could get away from them quickly.
Sheehan inside, and a foul is called as Cassidy Coche, the 6-footer, went up with it. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's how you settle into a game, get to the free throw line, knock these 2 shots down, and then get a chance to set up your defense. Oak Knoll has not had a chance to set up any type of pressure here today because they've been turning the ball over so often. Want to knock these free throws down, set up your defense, and try and create some turnovers.
Coche good on the first, and Oak Knoll finally has a point on the board. Cassidy Coche splits the pair. Here comes Smith running the floor the other way. Jump stop at the left elbow. Got her own rebound. Smith gives it over to Brown. Brown, the kick, straight on three off the back of the rim. Another offensive rebound. Now bodies flying and a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to the Royals. Now they'll switch the call. It'll stay with RC.
The hustle by Roselle Catholic really apparent here through the first 3 minutes or so of this first quarter. Diving on the floor for loose balls, continuously crashing the offensive glass.
Smith gets an open look from the corner and buries it. 12 points for Sydney Smith. And a foul on the inbounds pass. They'll get Jordan Batts.
Sydney Smith making an early case here today for the best individual performance we're going to see.
It's 14-1. Sydney Smith has 12 of them for the Lions. Here comes Jones. Goes behind the back. Double team for a second. Over to Coche in the corner. Too strong on the three. McKay picks it up, running the floor. Pass up ahead to Batts. In traffic, she finishes, and the foul. Another freshman, Jordan Batts, making an impact, and she'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
And, Mike, we haven't talked about this yet with this Roselle Catholic team, but they're a very young roster. They're still learning as they go, and you're going to see those ebbs and flows of a season, especially with such a young roster. Talked about their first 3 wins to begin the year, now on a losing streak, but today showing out here in their home gym.
Batts couldn't convert. Castillo got the offensive rebound and shot it way over the rim. A takeaway by Gabby Brown inside Smith. And couldn't get it around Sophia DeJacque. Jones is fouled on her way to the basket by Castillo.
And that's what Oak Knoll needs to do a little bit more. An unforced turnover by Roselle Catholic. You grab the ball and you just go, and you'll have a chance for 2 more free throws.
Milan Jones will head to the line for a pair, the sophomore 5'7" guard. Jones good on the first as subs come in for both teams. Woodland Duvalson comes in for Roselle Catholic. For Oak Knoll, it's Ann Farrell and Abigail Hahn. Both free throws good there for Milan Jones.
Surprised Oak Knoll after those 2 made free throws isn't setting up any pressure, but they'll drop back into a zone on the half court.
Smith open for 3, couldn't hit it as McKay watches it go out of bounds. Last touched by Roselle Catholic. Nobody touched it on a rebound, and back to Oak Knoll. Halfway through the first quarter, down by 13. Jones trying to get open. An errant pass ends up in the hands of Bridget Sheehan, and it's back to Roselle Catholic. The RC defense with the full court press is giving them all sorts of trouble.
And what I was going to say right before that inbounds pass for Oak Knoll is this is how you chip away. You come up with stops, you come up with turnovers, but then you have to convert on the other end. This time they can't even get it across half court with the RC hounding defense.
Makeda inbound. Trying to get it to Brown. It's taken away by Hahn. Abigail Hahn in transition is blocked by Brown. Inside, Farrell can't finish. And Smith comes away with it. Sydney Smith running the floor. Gabby Brown couldn't control the pass. Back to the Royals.
Oak Knoll starting to get these stops. They're starting to force a little bit of more Roselle Catholic turnovers. They're going to want to talk things over here. But Oak Knoll, a chance to get back in this game. They need their offense to wake up.
Joe Skreck takes a 30-second timeout for Roselle Catholic with a 16-3 lead early. After the Roselle Catholic timeout, 16-3 lead for the Lions. 12 of those points coming from the freshman Sydney Smith. Oak Knoll basketball as Hahn will inbound. Roselle Catholic still with full court press as there's a foul as Sheehan tried to get open. Foul goes against Gabby Brown.
Roselle Catholic has to be careful now. That's already their 6th-team foul with still 3:43 to go in this first quarter.
Sheehan and Brown in a tussle for it on the floor. And Sheehan was out of bounds when they were both on the floor for it, as Layla Jasper Farrar replaces Gabby Brown for Roselle Catholic. McKay inbounds it into Batts. McKay gets freed up in the corner for 3, but there was a foul before the shot. An offensive foul, I believe. Yes, it goes against Jordan Batts. Well, it's tough to tell who the foul was on when Roselle Catholic isn't going anywhere. They're just staying on this side of the court to play full court press.
And again, a couple of self-inflicted wounds here for Roselle Catholic, but Oak Knoll not able to take advantage.
McKay, bounce pass. McKay somehow gets it back. Smith lines up a 3 and hits it, another one. 15 points for Sydney Smith.
I mean, what a first quarter here for Sydney Smith, and still a lot of time left to go before our first break.
Sheehan works against the full court press of Jasper Farrar, gets across, but she walked with it. 19-3, Roselle Catholic.
Yeah, that was Sheehan there, just a little bit confused on what she wanted to do. Looked like they were setting a screen for her. She was trying to pass, and then she realized, oh, wait, no, this is a screen. But she already picked up her dribble.
Smith driving, a wild shot is off the mark. Koche with the rebound. Hahn gets it across over to Farrell. And Farrell being pressured by Smith. Last touched by her, it stays with the Royals. Roselle Catholic defense has been hounding in the first quarter. Sheehan trying to find somewhere to go with it. Finally gets it into Farrell. Now Jones up top. Picks up a screen from Hahn and backs it way out to the logo. Jones driving to the left block. An offensive rebound on her own miss. And Milan Jones will go back to the line for 2.
And Jones, the driving lanes have been there, just unable to convert on these shots in close, but all 3 points for Oak Knoll has been at the free throw line. And that's the 8th team foul already on Roselle Catholic. So if Oak Knoll wants to climb themselves back in this game, they're going to have to do so at the free throw line.
Reap and DeJacque back into the game for Oak Knoll. Jones off on both. Rebound controlled by Duvelson. The kick, Smith to McKay for 3, is off the front of the rim, and the rebound controlled by Sheehan as she runs the court running right to left. Farrell working against Smith, has to back it out on the left wing. Jones defended at the three-point line by Duvelson. Sheehan comes off a screen to get it on the left wing. Farrell traveled, moved before she had full control of it.
I was going to say it was close for Sheehan, nearly traveled, but then it just comes a few seconds later. And you really have to tip your hat to this Roselle Catholic defense, not letting Oak Knoll get a foot of breathing room.
McKay slows it down as she brings it across, looks to Skreck for the offensive call. McKay on the left wing. Smith back over to McKay, wide open for 3, and she makes Oak Knoll pay. It's 22-3.
I mean, Mike, how often are you seeing a team put up 20-plus points in 8 minutes in high school basketball here in New Jersey? It's not often, but Roselle Catholic off and running here in this first quarter.
Jones an offensive rebound and gets it to go, and that's the first made field goal for Oak Knoll. Smith, McKay, another open three, and another three. Jasmine McKay, 2 straight threes. Oak Knoll not defending, and she's making them pay. It's a 20-point lead.
I mean, the net barely moved on that one. That's one of the prettiest shots you'll see all day.
And an offensive foul is called against Kylie Reap. Back to RC, 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. One made field goal for Oak Knoll in this whole quarter.
Now you have to ask the question for RC. Your offense has been firing on all cylinders. Do you want to hold for one or take a quick shot? And there's our answer with a turnover in the corner.
McKay traveled with it, 26 seconds left. Oak Knoll down by 20. They're just having trouble getting the ball in. Sheehan with a great lead pass up ahead to Reap, a takeaway but a foul. They get McKay.
It'll be a 1-and-1 for Oak Knoll. And Mike, this is what I mentioned earlier in this quarter when the fouls started to pile up for Roselle Catholic, that Oak Knoll had their chance to chip away at this deficit by getting to the free throw line. Now they have to convert. And when you have a game, although it's still relatively early here in the first quarter, the whistle starts to go in favor of the team that's trailing. And with RC in such foul trouble with 9 fouls already in this first quarter, Oak Knoll has to take advantage of that.
Well, Kylie Reap does just that as she goes 2 for 2, 20 seconds left. I would assume Roselle Catholic will hold for one. McKay with 10 seconds. Over to Smith with 15 points already. Back to McKay, an open corner three, too strong. Out of bounds, last touched by Oak Knoll. 2 seconds for Roselle Catholic.
Now you practice these plays if you're Roselle Catholic. A quick hitter, you practice them in fourth quarter situations. See if they can execute here.
McKay will inbound. Bats on the receiving end of the pass, but she couldn't finish at the basket. There was a whistle.
I think the clock started too late. And I think they're going to take that to the end of the first quarter.
That is what happens. We reach the end of one. It's an 18-point lead for Roselle Catholic, 25-7. Sydney Smith, the freshman, leading the way with 15. Back for the second quarter here at Roselle Catholic High School. It's the first of 4 games here in the SFIC Hoop Fest, the scholarship fund for inner city children. Alongside Kevin Connolly, I'm Michael Cerroti. Sydney Smith with 15 points in the first quarter as Roselle Catholic leads it 25-7. Kevin, really the only bad part for RC in that first quarter was their 9 team fouls.
Yeah, that is certainly a major factor coming down the stretch here in these final 8 minutes of the first half, and that's how Oak Knoll is going to have to climb back in this game. Only 1 made field goal in that first quarter. The Roselle Catholic defense was hounding, just sometimes at points too hounding, where they were able to pick up 9 fouls. So 2 free throws the rest of the way for Oak Knoll in these final 8 minutes.
Despite those 9 fouls, only 7 points for Oak Knoll. They have 1 made field goal in the first quarter as Jones gets the ball back in play for the Royals. Coach A on the attack is fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So the official didn't know that Roselle Catholic had 10 team fouls. 2 shots for Cassidy Coche. First one spins in, as checking into the game is Jordan Batts, replacing Zenaya Castillo. Coche goes 2 for 2, 16-point lead as Smith brings the ball up for Roselle Catholic.
Now, we talked a lot about Oak Knoll and how they can get back in this game offensively, but defensively the bigger question persists as Roselle Catholic travels once again, is can this Oak Knoll defense get enough stops on Roselle Catholic to allow their offense to try and come back in this game?
And for what seems like the first time today, Roselle Catholic not playing a full court press.
And that's probably to limit some of these foul issues that they've had in this first half. Don't want to pick up any unnecessary fouls in the backcourt.
Sheehan trapped in the corner by Brown. It rolls out of bounds, last touched by Oak Knoll.
Yeah, that one just went off the fingertips of the Royals on that sideline. And it feels like every time you think a big possession's upcoming for Oak Knoll, for them to try and climb back in this game, they come away with a turnover.
Smith on the attack. A runner is good. Count the basket for Sydney Smith. She's got 17.
I mean, what more can you say here about Sydney Smith? She's getting it done offensively, obviously. She's committed defensively with a couple of steals leading to fast break buckets. And here she proves that she can make shots through contact as well.
Smith can't convert on the and one. Offensive rebound, though. And the putback is good from Woodland Duvelson.
Said it earlier in that first quarter, Roselle Catholic's relentlessness on the offensive glass, and it's showing once again a 4-point possession.
Jones backing her way into the post. Couldn't finish. Here comes Smith. The give. Batts with the runner is off the mark. Jones grabs the rebound. Pushing the pace is Milan Jones. Almost ran in to Sheehan, and now she'll slow it down. Foul is called. That's the 11th team foul. That one goes against Duvelson. 2 shots for Milan Jones.
And Roselle Catholic's defensive foundation is built on being aggressive and trying to jump the passing lanes and trying to get the ball in transition for easy looks at the opposite basket. But just a little bit too aggressive, not really playing that clean style of basketball or the Lions here, but certainly they'll take it with a 29-10 lead.
Duvelson good at the stripe. Excuse me, Jones good at the line as a 3 from the corner. A high arcing one goes down for Layla Jasper-Farrar.
We're going to have to make sure the lights are okay up there, Mike. That ball looked like it was never coming down.
Jones trapped in the corner, that give, and the bucket is good for Sophia DeJacque. Jasper-Farrar thought about another one from the same spot. Trying to fire it inside to her was Ariello Reyes Sosa, but a turnover.
Now I think Oak Knoll has to be aggressive here offensively, but they also have to be smart. There's no 20-point shot in basketball. Got to patiently continue to run your offense and chip away.
Sheehan tripped and went down, and Jasper-Farrar, trying to bring it the other way, traveled.
I think Oak Knoll thought that travel was on them. They're halfway down the floor going back on defense.
DeJacque against Smith. Coche backing down in the post. goes down on the floor to get it, and she had the ball before she went down. So a traveling violation against the Royals. Smith on the right wing. Walks it over to the top of the key. Reyes Sosa. Back to Smith. Stops at the free throw line, puts it up and in.
What a move.
19 points for Sydney Smith.
I mean, just how smooth Smith was on that. The crossover, the step back, and pulling the trigger on an elbow jumper. I mean, that's a pro move right there by Sydney Smith.
Sheehan in the corner. Reap on her way to the basket. Off the mark, here come the Lions. Smith running the floor. The jump stop off the mark, a block by Jones, another offensive rebound. And then Coche rips it away for the Royals. Jones coming down the other way. Smith almost had yet another steal. A long two is left short by DeJacque. Smith, another jump stop at the free throw line, this time too strong off the back of the rim. Sheehan. DeJacque controls, steps into it off the mark. Sheehan coming to get it, but she couldn't control it out of bounds. Brown and McKay back in for Roselle Catholic. Hahn and Farrell back in for Oak Knoll. Jasmine McKay walks it across half court. Brown steps into a deep three from the left wing. It's off the mark and a rebound to Abigail Hahn.
Credit to Roselle Catholic, though. They're not afraid to shoot it from deep, and so far, a lot of their shots look good off the hands.
And Farrell blocked by Brown. Stays down low with the Royals. Hahn, defended by McKay, over to Jones. Milan Jones on the left block. Sheehan maybe rushed her shot that time. It's no good. Brown on the left wing. McKay uses a screen to get freed up, works her way to the basket, and puts it in for two. Jasmine McKay. 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. Inside, Sheehan, a backdoor cut for two.
And that's what you want to see a lot more from Oak Knoll for the rest of this game. Cutting without the basketball, moving without the basketball. It's so tough to defend a team that moves well without the basketball.
There's Jasper Farrar. Over to Brown. Gabby Brown works her way inside through contact. Can't finish. Hahn with the rebound. Abigail Hahn up ahead to Farrell. 2-on-1. And instead they'll back it out. Coche with the right hand. Everything but the finish. Got her own miss. Put it up again. And this time it goes down for Cassidy Coche.
Strong move initially from Coche. She had the strong rip through, she had the step, couldn't finish the layup, but the tenacity on the offensive glass to get the rebound and put it back in. And now Oak Knoll back within 20 points. Can they have a strong final 2 minutes here?
Brown over to McKay. 19-point lead for RC as the pass just went out of bounds. There was nobody there to get it. Smith back into the game, and Alexis Artiga is in for the first time for RC. For Oak Knoll, Emily Van Orden is in for the first time. Jones tries to go behind the back. Sydney Smith with her third steal of the game. Smith all the way to the basket for two. doing everything for Roselle Catholic.
I mean, just wow. Just wow.
21 points for Sydney Smith.
And Oak Knoll only has 17 as a team.
Van Orden in for the first time today with a quick 2. McKay walks it up slowly. Smith getting to the basket, rejected by Sheehan.
I mean, Smith not afraid of anything. She's just going. Her foot is stumped on the gas pedal right now.
Abigail Leong is in for the first time for RC as she replaces Jordan Batts. Here is Leong on the left wing. McKay in the corner. Brown thought about it. Instead, she'll attack. Got her own rebound. A block by Farrell. Out to Smith, a right wing 3. It rattles out. Thought that was going in. The day that Sydney Smith is having. Jones running right into the contact. She draws a blocking foul. Goes against Sydney Smith. 2 shots for Milan Jones.
Sleepy start for this Oak Knoll offense, but coming alive here in the second quarter. Going to need the defense to follow in the second half.
Jones good on the first. McKay coming up the floor. Brown driving baseline. Gets trapped. Back to McKay on the attack. Splits the defenders and puts it in for 2. Lead back out to 20 as Oak Knoll has 10 seconds before halftime. But Brown with a clean takeaway. Bounce pass up ahead to McKay and 1. Jasmine McKay. A great pass from Gabby Brown.
Well, if you need a sequence to describe this first half, there it is. I mean, the outstanding patience offensively for Roselle Catholic to find McKay, and then you set up a full court pressure. You come up with a steal. Great outlet pass to McKay, and she has a chance for 3 at the line, and she converts on it. That's the prototypical sequence that could describe this first half for Roselle Catholic.
Sub coming in for Oak Knoll as they have 3.6 seconds on the clock before we reach halftime. Sheehan just throws it up ahead, and that does it for the first half. It's all Roselle Catholic, 43-20. Sydney Smith leading the way with 21 points as we reach halftime in the first game of 4 at the SFIC Hoop Fest.
Mike, you could kill the. You could.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it to three.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly, yeah, I'm feeling.
You can see the future of the Duke and North Carolina rivalry on D1 Media Pro.
There you see Hubert Davis, head coach of North Carolina, here to see Simeon Will.
Looking live right there at a trio of Duke basketball coaches: John Shire, Nolan Smith, Emil Jefferson. Clock now at 12. Kicks it in the corner. Lively for three. Got it. Derek Lively, a corner three in an early third quarter. Has a look to go off the dribble here. Goes right around Lively, and he gets the roll. Inbounds to Wilcher. A step back, fade away through contact. Simeon Wilcher. He's out for Mbako. He'll try one from beyond the arc. And Mackenzie Mbako is on fire to start this one.
At halftime, it's a 43-20 Roselle Catholic lead. The freshman Sydney Smith with 21 points there for the Lions in the first half. You're watching the SFIC Hoop Fest live on the NFHS Network, brought to you by D1 Media Pro. Michael Cerroti joined by Kevin Connolly. It's all Roselle Catholic as the second half set to get underway here in the Lions' Den.
Yeah, just an outstanding first half on both sides of the floor for Roselle Catholic. They turned defense into offense. They hit their perimeter jumpers, and Oak Knoll has 20 points, but they had to work hard for each point they scored in that first half. Just Roselle Catholic really controlling things on both sides of the floor.
RC basketball to start the second half, but a turnover as Zania Castillo could not control the pass down low. Pass taken away up ahead. Smith running the pack, but she could not finish at the rim.
Her first mistake today.
Sheehan trying to get by Brown. Smith with another steal. And then she gives it right back. Up ahead, Milan Jones gets ahead of Smith and finishes for two. Oak Knoll will have to slowly chip away at this Roselle Catholic lead, and that will help as they forced 2 straight turnovers to begin the half.
That sequence at the end of the first half really gave Roselle Catholic all the momentum going into the locker room. You hit a 3, you get a steal, you have a 3-point play, and then what looks like what could be a manageable deficit at halftime turns into a 23-point lead.
Gabby Brown comes back to control the pass for the layup. The Roselle Catholic defense has just been stifling all day. On the other end, an air ball on the layup by Kylie Reap, but the second chance bucket goes down. Jasmine McKay slowly walks it up for the Lions, over to Smith on the left wing. McKay in the corner wasn't even looking when she was ready to catch the pass. And Roselle Catholic wants a timeout. Lead is still 21. It's a minute-long timeout. We'll step aside. Roselle Catholic takes the timeout despite their 21-point lead.
Glover, one-on-one with the basket. Oh, Jaden Glover! With the windmill to send this place into a frenzy.
To the corner. Lawrence. No look pass, and Wilshire lays it in.
After the Roselle Catholic timeout, it's Oak Knoll basketball facing a 21-point deficit. 6:13 left in the third quarter. We'll see what the Royals can do to try to chip away at this lead. Koche puts it up and in. Cassidy Koche doing what she can to try to get the Royals back in it. Brown, top of the key. Smith thought about it. Now McKay. Jasmine McKay will drive, a kick. Brown left alone in the corner, and she makes them pay with a 3-pointer.
It's just every time you think Oak Knoll has a chance at climbing themselves back in this game, Roselle Catholic has an outstanding offensive set on the other end.
Milan Jones with a great Euro step to get to the basket, but just threw it off the backboard. Brown from the other corner, got it! Gabby Brown with 2 straight threes. The lead is 25 for Roselle Catholic.
Absolutely incredible offensive display here this morning by the Lions.
Sheehan, a 3, spins home, but it's a long 2. Still a good-looking shot there from Bridget Sheehan. Smith in the corner. 21 points in the first half to Batts, who lost it. Running the floor for Oak Knoll is DeJacque, and she gets fouled by Castillo. First foul on either team of the second half. And the first free throw is good from the junior Sophia DeJacque. Two for 2 at the line is DeJacque, and Oak Knoll takes a timeout. A 21-point lead for Roselle Catholic after Gabby Brown knocked down 2 straight corner threes.
What's the computer battery at?
Roselle Catholic with a 51-30 lead. It's been all RC on both sides of the basketball, but Oak Knoll trying to climb their way back into this game. They got a few straight stops to begin the second half, but the RC offense got back to their scoring ways, and Oak Knoll has really had no answer defensively.
Yeah, it just seems like this game has constantly been floating around that 19-point differential. Just Oak Knoll can't get any closer. When they do, Roselle Catholic will come down, hit a big three, run a great set, get to the free throw line, a conventional three-point play. Oak Knoll just can't get over that hump on trying to make this a 15 or a 14 or a 13-point game. It's just been constantly floating around that 19 to 25-point margin.
Roselle Catholic basketball out of the Oak Knoll timeout. McKay gets it right down the floor. Smith in the corner, back to McKay. Brown on the wing, and an offensive foul off the ball. Castillo again, that's her second of the half.
Fouls haven't mounted up for Roselle Catholic here in this first half, or in the second half, I should say, like they did in the first half. Second team foul on Roselle Catholic here in the third quarter. They had 9 in the first quarter.
Jones went down as she made her way into the paint. A jump ball stays with the Royals. Sheehan inbounding from the baseline, trying to find Koche. Brown and Smith and McKay on a 3-on-1. It's Smith who ends up taking the shot. Can't hit it. McKay with the offensive rebound, finds Brown, who gets to the basket and puts it in for 2. The Hudson Catholic boys make their way into the gym. They'll play next against Seton Hall Prep. A 21-point lead as Smith can't knock down the three. That time it's taken away by Batts. Just intercepted the pass. Brown, pump fake, put it up, couldn't hit, and a foul as Jordan Batts grabbed the offensive rebound. And Farrell into the game as she replaces Sophia DeJacque. McKay inbounds to Smith. Tries a deep three and knocks it down. Sydney Smith with 24 points. Jones a Euro step and the left-handed finish.
The driving lane for Jones has been there all game. Just a matter of can she finish it at the rim.
Batts, the jump stop, rolls around the rim and out. Farrell, defended by Smith, works her way to the basket going baseline. Couldn't hit it. 4-on-2 the other way for RC. Brown scoops it up. McKay lines up a three off the heel. Batted around. McKay gets it back. Foul was before the shot. Hahn and Van Orden back into the game for Oak Knoll. McKay inbounds to Brown. Gabby Brown working her way to the basket, slicing through defenders. Got another offensive rebound. Roselle Catholic has been crashing the glass all game long. and it results in 2 points for Jasmine McKay.
That's one of the differences in this ball game. Roselle Catholic continuing to dominate on the offensive glass and give themselves second, third, and fourth opportunities.
McKay with the steal ahead of the pack. Jasmine McKay with another 26-point lead. Van Orden on the receiving end of the backdoor pass. Shot it too strong, and McKay slows it down. Smith now bats over to McKay, defended by Jones. Brown at top of the key three. High arcing one is off the mark. A jump ball as Van Orden and Duvelson are tied up for the rebound.
And you love the continued effort for Roselle Catholic. You have a comfortable 26-point lead, last minute to play here in this third quarter, and they're still battling for every single loose ball.
Right in for Duvelson, who got fouled and will head to the line for a pair. Woodland Duvelson off on the first of 2 free throws. Over 2 is Duvelson, but Roselle Catholic, like they have all game, crashing the offensive glass. A kick, Brown a 3, it's good. Gabby Brown is lighting it up from deep.
I mean, how hot has she been here in this third quarter? I think that's her third 3 of the quarter already.
Foul called against Jasmine McKay, as 3 subs come in for Oak Knoll. Another takeaway by the Roselle Catholic defense. Brown running the floor and lays it in. Gabby Brown putting on a show in the third quarter.
31-point lead. Brown doing it all here in this third largest lead today for Roselle Catholic.
5 seconds left in the third quarter. Jones tries a long 2 and hits it. And that does it for 3 quarters of play. A 29-point lead for Roselle Catholic. 8 minutes left. It's all Lions here in the first game of 4 at the SFIC Hoop Fest.
Over to Floyd, he's open, thought about the 3, drives, baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd! Free throw line, tries to dump a pass off, gets intercepted. Freeman all the way to the hole. Oh, what a block by Moore! Left to play in the fourth quarter. Cromartie, 3, got it! Davis probed in the corner, 3-pointer, up and down, Brown again! His second straight 3. Roselle Catholic in a hurry. Wilcher, back to Bueno, he's gonna try and tie it, and he does! Oh, big shots all around!
He can't get around, and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay-in, build the basket!
Back for the final quarter between Roselle Catholic and Oak Knoll. The Lions have been in control all day. It's a 29-point lead with 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah, this has been Roselle Catholic's game from the start, running great offense, tenacious defense, and really leaving Oak Knoll with no other choice but to try and hoist up some deep three-pointers, and they haven't fallen for the Royals.
Again, you can watch all 4 games on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network, live and on demand. And up next, tipping off at noon, is Hudson Catholic and Seton Hall Prep.
Should be an outstanding game between 2 rivals. You don't really think of them as rivals, but I don't know, deep down in my heart, I still categorize Seton Hall Prep and Hudson Catholic as rivals.
At 2 o'clock, it's Union Catholic and St. Peter's Prep. And the last game of the day, tipping off at 4, the Roselle Catholic boys team hosting Montclair Immaculate.
And you look at these next 3 games, 5 of the 6 teams that are going to take the floor are in the most recent NJ.com top 20. Outstanding lineup of games here at the SFIC Basketball Hoop Fest.
Tough shot for Jasper Farrar off the front of the rim. It will take a miracle if Oak Knoll wants to come back, and that won't help. Layla Jasper Farrar with the clean takeaway, and she's fouled on the shot. 2 shots for the freshman Layla Jasper Farrar. Jasper Farrar good on the first. Lead is 30. Jones all the way to the basket. Everything but the finish. Nobody wanted to stop the ball that time as Jasper Farrar went to the floor with the ball in her hands. And a traveling violation is called. Tough shot in traffic, but another offensive rebound. Third shot of the possession, also no good. And here comes Batts for the Lions. She's fouled. A much cleaner second half of basketball. 3 team fouls each. Roselle Catholic had 9 in just the first quarter.
Yeah, Mike, you took the words right out of my mouth there, how clean this second half has been in terms of foul issues for both teams.
Inside, Jasper Farrar gives it right back out to Reyes Sosa. And the pass goes right to the bench, back to Oak Knoll. Milan Jones. Weaving through the defense, and she's fouled. Will go to the line for 2 as Reyes Sosa is whistled.
This will be a huge win for Roselle Catholic, snapping their 4-game losing streak. Lost a heartbreaker in the Homedale Invitational right before the new year by a point to East Brunswick. Their other 3 games in that losing streak, though, they've been on the bad side of lopsided outcomes, but here it looks like Roselle Catholic going to get back in the win column with a lopsided game, and always good for their confidence, especially as they load up now on a couple of more conference games coming down the stretch, facing Union Catholic on Monday afternoon.
Struggled to get the ball in. Now Jordan Batts comes away with it. Jasper Farrar, offensive foul.
Just read the lips of Farrar. That's a charge. She goes back down the other end. Think Oak Knoll thought that was an M1.
The runner is left short off the rim with 6 minutes remaining. Sheehan on the left side, along to Coche is good. Taken away, Milan Jones all alone at the other end for an easy lay-in.
You just wonder what this game would have been like had Oak Knoll played this pressure defense from the start.
Timeout is called, 5:24 remaining. 25-point lead for Roselle Catholic. Again, up next, Seton Hall Prep and Hudson Catholic. Hudson Catholic is without their arguably two best players in Tahad Pettiford and Elijah Gertrude, both out with injuries, but still an incredible game between the Hawks and Seton Hall Prep, two of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, Mike, we were talking about it during halftime for a little bit, how I think if you give me a healthy Hudson Catholic team, which they won't have for this year, Elijah Gertrude out for the season, Tahad Pettiford not officially ruled out for the season, but unlikely he plays here in this high school basketball season, I think Hudson Catholic would be the second best non-public team in the state, assuming that they're healthy, only trailing Roselle Catholic. And that includes a outstanding Don Bosco team where yesterday they played in one of the regular season games of the year against Camden. They led by 8 at halftime before ultimately falling to Camden in that second half. But, man, this Hudson Catholic team, in the span of about a week, they went from aspirations of trying to dethrone Roselle Catholic as the top non-public in New Jersey to a team all of a sudden rebuilding with a loaded schedule because they thought they were going to be healthy and have their two stars this season.
Elijah Gertrude's a senior signed to play at University of Virginia. Tahad Pettiford is a 5-star junior, and they're without both of them. And Pettiford was hurt before Gertrude was. Elijah Gertrude tore his ACL in a preseason event, and it was just a huge blow to Hudson Catholic. But their game against Seton Hall Prep will still be a great one, and you can watch it next on D1 Media Pro. Tip-off at noon.
If you know anything about Hudson Catholic head coach Nick Marianello, he's not going to shy away from any challenges, and you'll see Hudson Catholic's record, and it's not the best because they're playing this loaded national schedule earlier in this year, but they are still competing with some of the top teams in New Jersey. I would expect an absolute dogfight between Seton Hall and Hudson Catholic coming up next.
Still 5 minutes left in this one, as the lead was just cut to 23 for Roselle Catholic.
And it's the Oak Knoll full court pressure defense that has allowed them to slowly claw back in this game.
And it seems like a lot being down by 23, but it was a 30-point lead just a few minutes ago for Roselle Catholic.
And you look at Roselle Catholic, they're also getting some more of their role players action here with this game, what you would assume in hand with 4.5 to go. So an opportunity for both teams to go a little bit deeper into their benches here.
Jones gets the elbow jumper to fall. On the way to the basket, Layla Jasper Farrar is fouled.
It's funny, talk about going a little bit deeper into their benches and what's not. I remember myself being in grammar school, playing at halftime when these games were at Kane University, playing at halftime for those 3 minutes or so in the middle of these games, and you thought you were the greatest player in the world making a shot on a college court with I mean, high school players were playing. They thought they were like NBA players in your eyes. But always a great event here at the SFIC Basketball Hoop Fest.
I think you still got it, Kevin.
I don't know. Maybe one of these days have to go one-on-one with some of these guys on the court.
We'll get you out there at halftime. Bring back the good old days. 21-point lead for Roselle Catholic as we're halfway through the final quarter. Farrell. Jumper from the block was just missed by DeJacque. Rebound fought for and ripped away by the Lions. Duvelson took it away. Here's Gabby Brown, made 3 threes in the third quarter. Brown gets to the basket, everything but the finish. Offensive rebound on her own miss and couldn't get it to go a second time. Travel is called as Kylie Reap made her way to the hoop. In for the game for Roselle Catholic is Abigail Leong. Sheehan inbounds. Kylie Reap threw up a rushed shot. A football pass up ahead to Layla Jasper Farrar, who beat the entire defense down the floor, and an easy lay-in. .249 remaining in the final quarter in the first game of 4 here at Roselle Catholic, the Scholarship Fund for Inner City Children. A great annual event, and you can watch it all here on the NFHS Network, presented by D1 Media Pro, as Emily Van Orden converts down low. Brown already picked up her dribble. Reyes Sosa with a handoff to Brown, getting to the basket and a hard foul. Two shots for Gabby Brown. 21-point lead for the Lions. Brown 1 for 2 at the stripe with 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Farrell traveled. Roselle Catholic breaks the press. Jasper Farrar went down hard. Brown triple teamed. Somehow spun out of it, but a jump ball called. On the floor for it, Jasper Farrar. And now Jordan Batts will slow it down. Pressured by Farrell. And it goes out of bounds. Alexis Artiga lost it. Minute and a half left to go. Tough shot. Jordan Batts could not connect through traffic. Farrell with the long offensive rebound off the backboard, and Kylie Reap in the right place at the right time. And Abigail Leong went over the baseline and then walked back out of bounds, so it goes back to Oak Knoll, 45 seconds left. Takeaway right back to the Lions. Leong tries a three off the front of the rim. Van Orden comes in for the offensive rebound. Another one, and scores. And it might be a win for Oak Knoll that they got this game within 20 as the clock winds down and it comes to an end. The final score, Roselle Catholic 69, Oak Knoll 51. The first of 4 games in the SFIC Hoop Fest comes to a close. Again, up next, Hudson Catholic and Seton Hall Prep. You should probably come back to the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network. It should be a good one. For Renato Rodriguez and Kevin Connolly, I'm Michael Cerroti saying so long, but we'll be back soon on D1 Media Pro from Roselle Catholic for the SFIC Hoop Fest.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it for Fraser.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Touchdown.